Extra, extra, read all about it. It's Joey Love's birthday. Extra, extra, one more year of disappointment and failed expectations in the books, just like President Trump. So much winning. Breaking news. President Trump announces total loser Joey Love hates America. People are saying he's the reason the coronavirus is so bad, even though I want to assure you the virus is not bad and is going to just magically go away. But the bad parts are all Hot Dog Boy's fault. The virus is going away, but it's very, very bad because of Joey Loves hot dogs and the phone going off in the background.
Wait, what's that, little boy?
I'm a man, MAGA man. Who are you?
Really?
Really? Are you some kind of gotcha fake news journalist here to tell us a bunch of facts nobody cares about? Here's a fact for you. President Trump rules. That's rules with a Z.
That's not a fact, MAGA boy.
MAGA man. I'm a big boy now. Go pee-pee in the potty.
Yes, we know you make poop in the big boy potty.
Because I'm a big boy. Like President Trump said, we're last, which means we're first. Take that, nameless man I've never met before.
The name's Pete Smith. Now, as I've told you half a dozen times, I used to narrate the What a Phony newsreels in the 1930s. One of the very first examples of satiric news.
Boring. Why don't you go jump off the roof of that old folks' home over there and do it right this time? You keep coming back.
So you do remember me.
I remember how much you suck.
Fair enough.
Suck these nuts. Look, Are you going to buy a newspaper or not? It's Joey Love's birthday, you know, the guy who is responsible for over 165,000 Americans dying from coronavirus.
You think Joey Love is responsible?
Have you seen him eat hot dogs?
I will give you that it's disgusting, but he's not responsible for coronavirus. The Trump administration's failure of a response is the reason so many Americans have died, why we're still not able to go back to work, and why opening schools is so problematic.
Schools need to open. Don't be so afraid. Freedom over fear.
I'm not afraid, MAGA boy.
Man, college football needs to play for this man.
Easy there, easy. Easy, MAGA boy. Easy. I'm using what's called common sense. You know, that thing you never use when you spread your George Soros conspiracy theories?
So just because something has no factual basis and easily debunked, you're saying it isn't true? Okay, liberal. Triggered much? I'm no sheeple. That's just what they want you to think. Freedom over fear. No mask now, no mask tomorrow, no mask forever.
Okay, George Wallace. And you know, it's all of you assholes who refuse to wear masks who are stealing the freedom of everyone else.
Freedom over fear. Stupid, triggered liberal. Donald Trump said kids were immune from coronavirus.
You know that's not true, right? Almost 100,000 kids tested positive for COVID in just the last 2 weeks of July. Not 100,000 total in just 2 weeks.
Fake news. Schools must reopen. Trump said so.
I hate to break it to you, MAGA man, but President Trump has lied over 20,000 times as president.
He wasn't lying when he told you to suck these nuts.
Several schools that have opened have already had to close or quarantine because of children who tested positive for the virus.
You tested positive for sucking these nuts.
What are you talking about? I'm from the 1930s. I don't know what that means. One school in Georgia has 800 students and teachers in quarantine.
Hoax.
No, it's real. Please, just wear a mask.
Nope. I can do whatever I want, just like President Trump. Thanks, Susan Collins.
Legally, that's not true.
Legally? Since when does King Donald J. Trump, our holy and most excellent overlord, care about the law? He solved COVID.
Oh, you're talking about those executive orders? Those are unconstitutional.
And?
That means they're not legal.
And?
Oh, he can't do that. Not to mention, if you actually read them, they don't do anything.
That's what she said.
How is that? They're unconstitutional and ineffective. That's what you're cheering for.
I have a question. Why do you hate America so much? Hillary Clinton. I have 2 words for you. Benghazi.
Benghazi's one word.
That's just what Hillary, George Soros, and Bill Gates want you to think.
Are you about to start spouting your conspiracy theories?
Chinese virus, George Soros, Bill Gates tracking vaccine chip, the Rothschilds, mail-in voting is fraud, but absentee voting, which is the same thing, is fine. Republicans can vote by mail, but not Democrats. 5G, Kung Flu, Obama is spying on me, Hillary's emails, I bet you forgot about those. Anyone who wants to test can get one. The virus will just go away like a miracle. The virus is going to magically disappear.
You done? You done? Look, I promised Joey Love that I would jump off the roof of an old folks' home for his birthday. Weird request, I know. But first, what do you say we watch a satiric news show to combat some of that disinformation you're spreading?
Boring. Nerd alert, nerd sucking these nuts.
Okay.
Welcome to the All Right News half-hour report. Birthday Bonanza with Matt Fotis and Joey Birthday Boy Love.
Welcome, everybody, to the All Right News half-hour report. Sort of back to school. Joey's birthday, Biden 2020 Bonanza special. I'm Matt Fotis.
And I'm Joey, big boy birthday love.
Happy birthday, Joey.
Thanks.
That's Hank.
This year I wish for hot dogs.
You didn't wish for the coronavirus to go away?
I wanted my wish to come true.
Fair enough. Well, countries like New Zealand and Vietnam have had no new COVID cases in over 100 days.
Fake news. New Zealand had 4 new cases this week.
Okay, you're right. They did. And you know what they did in response to those 4 new cases?
It's up to 13 now.
Okay, it's 13. Just eat your hot dog. They put forth new restrictions in Auckland where the cases were detected, like closing all the schools and businesses and mandating that people stay home in order to stop the spread. Now, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern did not want everybody to panic, so she assured everyone, are you ready? I'm going to pretend to be her now.
Okay.
That the supermarkets and pharmacies will remain open. There's a corona coming out of the water.
She's half from Boston. April's accent
Where from Boston? She's from Cape Cod, New Zealand.
Go Pats.
So anyway, wow, the U.S. has surpassed 5 million cases, almost 170,000 Americans dead, a number that many experts actually suggest is too low because a new report in the New York Times,
Failing New York Times.
yes, the failing New York Times, suggests that the number is well over 200,000 because, quote, the number of U.S. residents who have died since March is now more than 200,000 higher than it would be in a normal year. This suggests that the official death counts may be substantially underestimating the overall effects of the coronavirus. But hey, don't worry, everybody. Trump is pushing schools and businesses to open. You know, I wonder why we're doing so much worse than every other country.
It's a mystery. You got any mustard for my next
How would I give it to you?
I don't know. Just send it over here through the screen.
I'll mail it to you. It'll get there in 9 days because Trump's shutting down the post office.
It'll take me 9 days.
Well, New Zealand's locking down to curb the virus. Back here in the US of A teenage employee at Sesame Place, a theme park for children based on Sesame Street, was punched in the face by a man who he had reminded to wear a mask while inside the park. Police said the man punched the teenager in the face at the Captain Cookie's High Sea Adventure ride.
That's a great ride. I like that one. You got any cookies?
I always have cookies. 13 cases in 100 days, and New Zealand reimposes restrictions to stop the spread. Meanwhile, Texas alone had 60,000 cases last week. Yesterday saw the highest single-day death total since May, and we're fighting about playing college football and punching people in the face at Sesame Place because an employee had the audacity to ask us not to kill each other.
Freedom over fear. And don't pretend like Cookie Monster hasn't punched Big Bird in the face before.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they've had some epic battles. Now, as Pete Smith reminded us, nearly 100,000 kids tested positive in the last 2 weeks of July alone. And here we are reopening schools. Totally under control. Can't wait for school to start nationwide. How are you still eating that hot dog?
I just keep going. Like President Trump said, it is what it is. And yes, I was done with that hot dog, and then we're going to go on to the third one.
Reminder, none of this had to happen.
The hot dogs?
The hot dogs, schools could be reopening safely, sports could be happening normally, 165,000 Americans could still be alive. None of this was inevitable.
Actually, when we elected a reality TV host with a history of idiocy, fraud, failure, and racism to be our president, it was kind of destined to happen. Much like I'm destined to eat some baby carrots.
You're destined to eat a vegetable.
I didn't think anyone would believe me either. Yep. Just like how Russia announced they have a vaccine.
Oh, here we go. More accent work. Take a very good, very safe vaccine for virus. Make virus go bye-bye. You take, maybe you die. You know, like Putin, maybe you die. Vaccine need no testing. Vaccine Russian. Testing for weak American. Testing for Apollo Creed. Eat good. Go ahead. Drink vodka. Take more. Drink more vodka. Take more virus. Take virus, take vaccine. All of my kids are sitting around me right now giving me crazy look. I give them virus now. I mean vaccine, I give them vaccine. Also, please give this meme of Joe Biden killed baby penguins to Don Jr. so he share on Facebook and your aunt and uncle share and so you fight with them on Facebook.
I like how he became two different people.
He is, well, you know, he's also from Cape Cod, New Zealand.
Off the coast.
Yeah. Small little town, but a lot of really influential people are from there. But here, back in America, Putin's vice president, President Trump, and his Republican enablers continue to mismanage the federal coronavirus response, which has caused the world to essentially ban us from traveling anywhere. I guess Trump finally got his wall.
He built one around the White House, too. And we can still go to Antigua or Turkey. Oh, God, I love Thanksgiving.
Too bad Joe Biden wants to end Thanksgiving.
What about gravy? Is Biden going to cancel culture gravy?
Only after he destroys the suburbs and kills God. But before he gets rid of windows and takes everyone's guns. Also, just like the other things on the list, which are true, except for the gravy, it's real, Joey. Trump said that Democrats want, quote, no cows. They want to get rid of any kind of animal. And that Democrats are going to tear down the Empire State Building because the windows let in too much light.
So gravy's third on the list. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That should buy us some time. Wait, can I still say God if Joe Biden is president?
No. As Congress continues to try and make a deal on the new coronavirus stimulus plan.
As a reminder, Democrats passed a relief bill in May that Republicans ignored for 3 months.
President Trump decided to sidestep the Constitution and sign some completely ineffective executive orders that propose cutting unemployment benefits in half and defunding Social Security and Medicare.
Conservatives who are outraged by defund the police are pretty quiet about Trump's plan to defund Social Security and Medicare. Weird.
Yeah, speaking of conservatives being quiet, Black Lives Matter protests in Portland magically became peaceful again once Trump removed his secret federal police from the city.
Weird. America's gun nuts stayed silent about the secret police because they're racist.
The New York Attorney General filed a lawsuit last week calling for the dissolution of the National Rifle Association and the removal of NRA head Wayne LaPierre.
The NRA is in dire financial straits The NRA had allegedly misusing and embezzling money, including $275,000 on clothing for himself from a Beverly Hills boutique and multi-million-dollar travel to posh resorts. There are also allegations of sexual harassment.
President Trump is looking into a pardon or an executive order declaring the NRA good.
Much like, oh goodness, Jolene. Nope. Ghislaine. Am I close?
No, just read the last
name. Maxwell. I wish the NRA well. Both are being treated horribly and unfair, but not as unfairly as I'm being treated. No one, including Jesus and Abraham Lincoln, who are both on Mount Rushmore, by the way, a lot of people don't know that, have been treated as unfairly as me.
We'll get to Mount Rushmore in a minute. Trump has no shortage of toadies defending his unconstitutional actions, including the Attorney General, Bill Barr.
Barr testified before the House Judiciary Committee recently, lying about all sorts of stuff, including denying that tear gas was used on protesters in Lafayette Park before Trump's infamous upside-down Bible photo.
White House trade advisor Peter Navarro defended Trump overriding the constitutional authority of Congress by saying, and this is real, quote, the Lord and the founding fathers created executive orders because of partisan bickering and divided government. Chuck Todd, giving a master class in journalism, said nothing in response to Navarro's outrageous claims.
Nope. Breaking news. Jesus did not, in fact, create executive orders, but he is pro-Medicare for all.
Are you sure? Because Jesus seems like the kind of guy who would prioritize the profit margin of private insurance companies over the welfare of the sick and poor.
Breaking news that everyone already knows, Chuck Todd sucks.
The executive orders and memorandum do nothing, aside from once again proving Trump's an authoritarian and that Chuck Todd sucks. Sorry. He's a terrible journalist. I changed the script on you.
Well,
Keep your hot dogs.
Meanwhile, millions of Americans are in financial limbo as they face eviction and pile of unpaid bills as they wait for Republicans to get their shit together and pass a new relief bill.
Maybe we should stop paying Republican senators so they have an incentive to get back to work. How many hot dogs do you have?
Well, this is my third. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got about 8 more.
Okay. And we elected the dumbest human on the planet to be president news. Ahead of his July 4th speech at Mount Rushmore, President Trump reportedly asked South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem about adding himself to the monument, because of course he did.
He then denied it via tweet, but by the end of the tweet, once again, suggested he'd been added. This is fake news by the failing at New York Times and bad ratings at CNN. Never suggested it, although based on all of the many things accomplished during my first 3.5 years, perhaps more than any other presidency, sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
You know what's on my birthday, Mount Rushmore? Hot dogs, Gritty, Nick Foles, and Alyssa Milano when she was on Charmed.
That's uncomfortably specific.
I thought about it.
On Monday, President Trump held another batshit crazy coronavirus briefing in which he claimed the Spanish flu of 1918-1919 occurred in 1917 and that pandemic, quote, probably ended the Second World War, a war that we all know, of course, ended in 1945.
Last week, he twice called Yosemite National Park Yosemite and pronounced Thailand as Thailand.
Thailand is where Don Jr. goes and wants to pretend his father loves him. Hashtag daddy loves thighs. Hashtag no Semites. Hashtag sad.
Hashtag Chick-fil-A only thigh meals. Hashtag girl thighs, not boy thighs. Hashtag daddy bought me food once. Hashtag healthy father-son relationships are gay.
In other junior news, Don Jr. and Senator Ted Cruz are among several high-profile conservatives who spread an image of a burning Bible in Portland that was revealed to be Russian propaganda. Hashtag fake news isn't fake if I believe in it. Hashtag daddy said to do it. Hashtag I wish Putin was my daddy.
Hashtag 5G makes your daddy love you less. As a reminder, Trump and his family have made Joe Biden's cognitive ability and gafes the central focus of his re-election campaign.
If they made gapes the central. Joey Love, just eat your hot dogs. Hey, you remember when Trump cheated on his SAT?
I should have cheated on my SAT. I wouldn't have ended up at Albright.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Hot dog, cake, hot dog, more hot dogs, TV.
Speaking of gapes, how about Ben Shapiro, huh? So I don't lose my job, I'm going to let you explain this one.
Okay, so I'm going to chuck the hot dog. So Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's song WAP is triggering conservatives everywhere, especially Ben Shapiro. Since it's early and some kids are watching and I'm going to eat more hot dogs, you should look up what WAP stands for. So just take a moment, do that for yourself, what that acronym means. Good hot dogs. All right, everyone good? We're on the same page? Okay. So here's what Ben Shapiro tweeted about that song.
And this is a real Ben Shapiro tweet, and perhaps the greatest self-own in the history of self-owns.
My only real concern is that the women involved, who apparently require a bucket and a mop.
The show is filled with games.
Still had a hot dog. A bucket and a mop get the medical care they require. My doctor wife's differential diagnosis, bacterial vaginosis, yeast infection, or trichomoniasis.
Dr. Joey Love. If we could have a moment of silence for Ben Shapiro's doctor wife. Stop eating hot dogs during a moment of silence. As Ben Shapiro rants about women, Trump and the Republicans have continued their quest to destroy the post office.
Oh, I'm so chilly. Trump and other Republicans have been aggressively spreading disinformation about mail-in voting, citing non-existent fraud.
Trump has appointed a toady as postmaster general, instructing the post office to, among other things, slow down the mail, while also removing sorting machines from postal centers, all in an effort to stop ballots from getting to voters and to later stop completed ballots from getting to election officials.
Trump and other Republicans have openly admitted that if everyone votes, Trump and the GOP will be resoundingly voted out of office, with Trump once again saying the quiet part out loud, tweeting, if everyone is allowed to vote, it will lead to the end of our great Republican Party, all caps.
He doubled down on his election rigging activities during an interview on Fox this morning, saying Democrats' request for funding for mail voting and the post office itself are fraud. He went on saying they need that money in order to make the post office work so it can take all of these millions and millions of ballots. But if they don't get those two items, the funding, that means you can't have universal mail-in voting.
To be clear, the President of the United States just admitted his efforts to curb mail-in voting are an attempt to rig the election.
He then admitted that he's holding up the coronavirus relief bills because of this issue, saying if we don't make a deal, that means they won't get the money and they won't have universal mail-in voting. I'm very glad that he's our president right now. There's just like so much winning.
Frankly, I'm tired of all this winning.
It's hard. It's too much.
It's
to
rough.
be clear, the only abuse and fraud on record with mail-in voting is from North Carolina in 2018. Hey, Joey, take a guess which party orchestrated the fraud.
The Green Party. Can't trust Jill Stein.
That's true, but no. Try again.
Oh, chicken nuggets?
Are you asking for chicken nuggets, or do you think there's a political party named Chicken Nuggets?
Both. But I'm not I'm not asking for chicken nuggets.
I mean, the chicken nugget party wouldn't have nominated Joe Biden. How many chicken nuggets did you have before the show tonight?
None. That's why I'm asking for them. But I did try that new hot and ready Little Caesar stuffed crazy bread.
Oh, God, no.
No, it was good. It was pretty good. Though Little Caesars plus hot dogs, usually not a good mix. It just runs right through me. And it's just...
Joey, are you doing what I think you're doing?
What? Republicans? It was the Republican Party that orchestrated the
Yes, it was
2018 voter fraud in North Carolina.
Joey, did you make a birthday surprise in your pants?
Don't judge me. It's my birthday. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. Nobody can get a job. Republicans won't pass another relief bill, and shit sucks right now. So if I want to eat a whole bunch of Little Caesars and hot dogs and cake on my birthday and crap my pants, that's my God-given right as an American.
USA. Little Caesars is a reluctant sponsor of the All Right News half-hour report. In fact, they have teamed up with Dr. Michael Armato for the Michael Armato Little Caesars Pasta Sauce from a Jar Crazy Sauce 2020 competition.
Am I eligible for that?
It's not real, Joey.
Oh, like our democracy?
Can we pause for a second and just marvel at the fact that we have a democracy where one party has won the popular vote once in 30 years, but has wielded an unbelievable amount of power during that time? That's pretty messed up. Really, 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 really messed up. Sign of a very healthy democracy.
Mm-hmm. USA. Minority party rule can only mean one thing. It's time for another hot dog.
While Joey eats, a word from our actual sponsor.
The All Right News half-hour report is brought to you by Duck Glasses from your grandma. Duck Glasses from your grandma. Fuck yeah.
Republicans' massive voter suppression effort, which also includes closing as many in-person polling places as possible, is only one piece of the Trump campaign's efforts to secure re-election by any means necessary, including the revelation that the Trump campaign, under the incomparable leadership of Jared, is behind trying to get Kanye onto the ballot in numerous states. Luckily, because Jared was in charge, they fucked it up.
Go back 10 years and tell anyone that Donald Trump would be colluding with Kanye West by trying to get Kanye to run for president to help Trump's re-election chances, and you'd be locked up. Welcome to 2020.
That's only the 402nd most insane story this year. How come November 3rd so far away? It's also super fucking illegal, but nothing matters.
Trump isn't just relying on his fucked up son or fucked up son-in-law. He's going back to the Russians as well. U.S. intelligence agencies have once again shown that Russia is interfering in the 2020 election on behalf of Trump, though nobody seems to care.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson's actively receiving and spreading Russian disinformation, while, as we said earlier, Junior and Ted Cruz are actively spreading it on social media. But nothing matters.
Oh, well, hot dogs matter.
Yes, hot dogs do matter.
Joe Biden finally announced his pick for vice president, California Senator Kamala Harris. Every white guy you know had a lot of opinions they shared with everyone immediately on social media. Here with her take on the selection is All Right News's half-hour report favorite baby boomer, Marybeth Stevenson.
Joey! Thank you for having me back on your birthday. I can't believe it. I was worried. I was going to get culture canceled.
Well, it's Joey and it's cancel culture.
Watch out, Joey. They're gonna culture cancel you for correcting their culture of canceling.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I do know. Happy birthday, Joey! What are you, 42? Get a job! Move out of your parents' house! Your poor parents have to suffer you eating hot dogs all day and night. Oh, I can't move out. There's a global pandemic. I have student loans. 50 million people are unemployed, blah, blah, blah. When I was your age, I was just handed a job. But you millennials, you want everything just handed to you. Just like my grandson, Shawnee.
So Kamala Harris, huh?
You mean phony Kamala?
Yes, Kamala Harris.
Well, I don't know about all that, but what I do know is that Joe Biden creeped out of his basement one time in 1974 in Delaware, and he whispered into my ear, "Marybeth Stevenson, you lying dog-faced pony soldier." I assume that's what he said to Carmel.
Kamala.
Curtain rods.
It's really not that hard. Kamala.
Kamashes. There's just too many L's.
There's only one L. Kamala.
Kamala la la la. L. Oh, I get it now, Joey. The fourth L is silent. You should have said something. Look, I don't know about all of that, but what I do know is that Joe Biden slinked out of his basement, tapped Toyota Camry on the shoulder, and he said to her, "Mario Kart Harris, you no good lying dog-faced pony soldier, I want you to be my vice president."
I don't think that's how he asked. I think he called her.
You're right about that. He called her, all right. He called her a no good lying dog-faced pony soldier. He probably gave her a nice virtual shoulder caress, too. And it's true. Me and Kamala are lying dog-faced pony soldiers.
Kamala.
Oh, thank you. Now, I don't know how Comcast Sportsnet, I do like that she makes grown men cry. If I could get Carmex to come to my house and give my Shawnee the what how and the how to about what he needs to do to get a job and move out and pay off his student loans, if she could do what she did to that poor Brett Kavanaugh. Oh, poor Brett Kavanaugh. I tell you, Jewy, I would pay a pretty penny to see that.
Do you have anything relevant to say?
No. My Shawnee is complaining that Carmen Electra is not as progressive as he would like, but she has one of the most progressive Senate records, even more progressive than Bernard Sanders. Now, he says that she has a problematic record as a prosecutor, and that's true. But I told my Shawnee, I said, you want your tax dollars to pay for health care and education and social problems? Get a job. Your tax dollars are going to pay for corporate subsidies and endless war, and you're going to like it. But you know these millennials, they want some sort of representation in Congress. For some reason, I don't know. I say just let Mitch McConnell give our money to millionaires and billionaires, and we'll just pretend like there's no way we could possibly afford the same services and programs that every other country in the world has.
Well, this has been insightful.
I don't know about all that. You've been pretty bad interviewer, Joey. But I do know that Mike Pence must be shaking in his boots. And not just because he saw two men holding hands. That Canada Harris is going to give him a run for his money when they stand next to each other and talk. What are those things called? Mail fraud?
Debates. You mean the vice presidential debate?
Yeah, mail fraud. I don't know about all that, but I vote by mail. It's very safe for me, but when everyone else does it, they're cheating. Now, look, I do know that Trump is probably going to dump that Mike Pence in late September after the schools close again. He's going to blame all the COVID problems on Pence, and then he's going to name Nikki, where's my popcorn, Haley, as his vice president. I like her. She just likes the same people as me, if you get my drift.
Marybeth Stevenson, everybody. So President Trump reacted to the Harris announcement the only way he knows how, by being super racist. He mispronounced her name in a press briefing and then tweeted out, "The suburban housewife will be voting for me. They want safety and are thrilled that I ended the long-running program where low-income housing would invade their neighborhood. Biden would reinstall that in bigger form with Cory Booker in charge."
Yes, Cory Booker, very terrifying man. Meanwhile, Eric Trump liked to tweet calling Harris a whore. What a great family. Such a good representation of American values.
At least Don Jr. is only tweeting Russian propaganda.
While John Eastman wrote an op-ed in Newsweek questioning Kamala's eligibility. You know, fucking birtherism.
Oh, good. Glad birtherism is back.
I mean, Trump's just staying on message. To be fair, he gets a lot of grief for going off script, and he's just staying tried and true to the Republican message of being super racist and hoping enough white people like Marybeth Stevenson, who are pretending they aren't racist, will vote for Trump in November and then pretend they didn't. What? Oh, me? No. I didn't vote. I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not racist. I have to go.
It's the American way.
How many hot dogs have you eaten?
What's a healthy amount for an American?
Like 1 or 2.
Combine those numbers, and that's how many I've eaten.
3?
12.
During the show, you've had 12 hot dogs.
Well, are you counting this one or this one? Because I haven't eaten this one, but it'll get to 14.
Speaking of 14, the Big Ten, which has 14 schools, don't ask, announced this week that they are postponing fall sports, including football, until the spring.
Oh, this just in. The people most angered by this decision are the same ones who refuse to wear a mask. Weird how that works out.
Yeah, that is really weird. It is back to school season, sort of, maybe, depending on where you live.
Thanks to all the freedom over fear folks who refuse to wear a mask or social distance or do any of the things required to mitigate the virus, parents and students are faced with difficult decisions about going back to school.
Some districts are going back full-time in person. Some are online, or some, like Albright, are doing a hybrid combination of both.
I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah, I can't imagine what's going to happen. Hey, remember when we reopened businesses even though the virus wasn't under control?
Oh, I do. And then the virus spread even more.
Weird. But I'm sure that won't happen this time because we don't want it to.
My willpower is pretty strong. Look,
You have eaten a lot of hot dogs.
yeah, I'm so sick. Look, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said it best when he compared Navy SEAL operation to kill Osama bin Laden with reopening schools, which makes a lot of sense.
Yes, that's true. He did do that. And it actually is a pretty apt analogy because they're both super high-risk operations. I mean, it's not like viruses spread at school under normal circumstances. I mean, barely anybody ever gets sick at school. And it's not like we're recording record numbers of cases every day.
And it's not like kids aren't going to follow social distancing rules. And it's not like schools couldn't possibly be equipped to handle the cleaning and social distancing measures required to safely return.
And it's not like teachers' lives aren't expendable. I mean, I think we made it pretty clear by our refusal to do anything about guns that Americans don't give a shit if you or your kid get killed at school.
USA, USA, USA.
Hey, parents, be sure to put a ventilator on your kid's back to school supply list. Put it right between your kid's bulletproof backpack and their glue sticks. Get your ventilator before they run out, because they're going to run out, because the Trump administration refuses to properly supply states and hospitals with the equipment they need. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine.
Don't worry. The Trump administration announced they are proposing changing the definition of a showerhead to allow increased water flow, following complaints from President Donald Trump about his hair routines.
I mean, how on earth are 45% of Americans voting for him? Everything's fine. Deep breath in, everybody. Deep breath out. Everything's going to be great. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Speaking of everything being fine, have you been following the election in Belarus?
I have not been following the election in Belarus. Have you been following the election in Belarus?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
I'm a college graduate now. Plus, it could provide a preview of what will happen here in November when an authoritarian leader uses all of his power to suppress votes, rig an election, and refuses to accept his results.
Oh God, that doesn't sound familiar at all. That's not going to happen.
You know, well, President Alexander Lukashenko
What a game.
was reelected under pretty shady circumstances. An election the European Union deemed neither free nor fair. Then his opponent disappeared for like half a day, and nobody knew where she was. And then she appeared in Lithuania, where she fled, is filing a complaint about the validity of the election. Meanwhile, Lukashenko has clung to power and deployed the police to combat the protests happening in cities around the country, leading to violent clashes with the police using live ammunition and all sorts of fascist stuff, you know, like Trump did in Portland.
Please vote. I don't care if you're too progressive for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. Please just vote. Please.
I'm voting for Wendy's 4 for $4 deal. What a winner.
Be careful. If you eat a Wendy's 4 for $4 right now, you actually might crap your pants.
I'm very worried about that right now.
Hey, there was some good news today, though. There was some good news.
Wendy made a 5 for $3 deal?
That would be good. Too good. We don't deserve Wendy's 5 for $3 meal just yet. Maybe on November 4th. We'll see. No, Israel and the United Arab Emirates announced today that they will normalize diplomatic ties and forge a broad new relationship, a move that reshapes the order of Middle East politics from the Palestinian issue to Iran.
Under the accord, which Trump helped broker, Israel has agreed to suspend its planned annexation of areas of the occupied West Bank. The agreement also firms up opposition to regional power in Iran, which the UAE, Israel, and the United States view as the main threat in the conflict-riven Middle East.
The other good news today, in case you missed the 46 times we've mentioned it, is that today is Joey's birthday. And to celebrate...
I'm eating cake now.
Speaking of cake, my kids made you a cake. Malin made you a hot dog cake. There it is. Got little hot dogs all over it.
Thank you, Malin.
From scratch.
I love that.
And Hank just has a regular hot dog that's got candles in it.
I wish I thought of that.
He did cook it. He also cooked it himself. Let's sing to Joey, everybody.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joey. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
You guys blow them out for me.
It's really struggling with that last one.
Yeah. You know what's really disgusting? You like blowing out candles and then everybody eats the cake. Yes, happy hot dog day. All right. And then we got that Down Jr. birthday card. Let's look at that one again, just in case you forgot what it looks like.
Oh.
That was from Down Jr. He sent it to me because he can't tell us apart. So I got posted that for you.
That's fair. It's very touching. Let's do some hashtags in honor of it.
Yeah. Down Jr. birthday hashtag. Hashtag happy birthday, loser. Hashtag daddy never remembered my birthday. Hashtag remembering birthdays is for losers.
Hashtag I'm triggered years old. Hashtag getting older to own the libs. Hashtag birthday, more like birth gay.
Hashtag Mitt Romney likes you. Hashtag it's my birthday and all I got was this lousy mug of liberal tears. Hashtag I'm broken and hollow inside.
Hashtag make a wish snowflakes. Hashtag it's the Democrat Party and I'll cry like they want to. Hashtag go daddy. It's your birthday. Hashtag it's my right to refuse gay couples birthday cake.
These hashtags would be a lot more fun if Down Jr. didn't have immediate access to the White House. What are we doing? God.
Celebrating my birthday. Do you want some cake?
I do. I think I'll eat the cake that Malin made. And there's a frog behind me, which is not a white supremacist. Okay, cool. You save me a piece of that cake, and I'll go to Philadelphia in 2 years and have it.
I can't promise it will be here. I'm already so deep into it.
Hey, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Joke by My Kids, huh? You guys want to do your jokes? Or you want me to read them?
You.
Okay.
We're all here.
Okay. Malin's joke. What does Joey get his dog for its birthday?
A bone.
Hot dog buns. There are hot dog centric jokes here.
Gotcha.
This is Hank's joke. He's going to probably run through at the end and yell something inappropriate.
Yeah, bitches.
Why did Joey give his dog birthday candles?
For the birthday cake?
No. So he could have a hot dog. There you go.
See what he did there.
This is Nils' joke, more of a statement. Joey's a disappointment to his friends and family.
Yeah. All right.
Not what Mills said.
That was Nils' real joke. I wrote that joke.
What? No.
I was waiting for the punchline. So.
Yeah, there's no punchline. You have a joke you want to tell? No? All right. Speaking of no nonsense decisive action, after finally overcoming the massive problem of showerheads, President Trump's tackling the other very pressing threat to our nation, TikTok. Here to comment on Trump's proposed ban of the social media app is the All Right News' favorite founding father, straight from California, BenJAWNmin Franklin.
Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy, BenJAWNmin Franklin, a.k.a. Filthy Frankie, a.k.a. Benny the Bum, a.k.a. Been around the world, don't speak the language, a.k.a. the Ben Commandments, a.k.a. Mercedes-Benz, a.k.a. 100 Stacks, a.k.a. Bennessy, a.k.a. my hairline is receding, got them wigs in Philly. BenJAWN be hanging with the prez, powdered wigs in Philly. So I heard it through the new Vine that President Tangerine in quarantine has been crying about TikTok Gen Zers reserving all the seats at his rallies. Oh, boo-hoo. Young bulls have been feeling salty like some boardwalk fries because you thought that the local seagulls would come swooping down to claim each one of those delicious crinkle cuts, but they couldn't because they were all eaten up by the Jersey Shore locals. So what did you do? You threatened to shut down the fry stand unless it cut ties with China or is bought by Microsoft. Look, Donnie Tuba, I understand your frustration.
You do?
Yes, I do, Matthew. He was having worse luck with TikTok than Campbell's Soup did with Donovan McNabb. Look, Don John Silver, TikTok is tough to grasp for a 74-year-old who only knows 5 nouns in order, let alone a 314-year-old Philadelphian icon with a Liberty Bell-sized cheesesteak schmeat, if you catch my drift, Matthew.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying loud and clear.
I'm just making sure, Matthew, because the last couple of times that we met up, I've had to explain to you what things were in Philly. Because if you didn't understand, I would have told you that my Liberty Bell-sized cheesesteak schmeat is my ding-dong, and that DJ Golden Shower is rocking something that the Muda Museum would put in a jar and show off as the world's smallest peanut chew. So just if you didn't understand.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
All right. But I'm not here to talk about Trump's incompetent impotence, all right? I'm here for TikTok. And boy, that shit's just as addicting to me like Juul pods are to 16-year-olds with daddy issues drinking in Pennypack Park. Look, Trumpelstiltskin, as the scholar and baller that I am, I'm going to share ways for you to be better at TikTok, all right? Number 1, start posting some videos. You got to do something on there to combat Gen Z other than whining on other social media platforms. Do the renegade dance to a 10 Nugent song, or do a prank video where you think you're teaching Eric to read, but it turns out neither of you can. You know, you can't complain about something that happens against you when you're not doing anything about what you could easily get on that app. You could be a better version of Sarah Cooper than she is of you. Get my drift? And she's really good at it, all right? And number 2, along with a video, use some hashtags like Don Jr. does. He's really good at those. He uses stupid and unclever hashtags like hashtag TikTok is tick gay and hashtag renegade and hashtag the Dallas Cowboys are still America's team. But Donatello, you old age putrid golfing hurdle, you could use hashtags to beat the algorithm like hashtag Black Lives Matter or hashtag Biden Harris 2020 or hashtag gay rights or, of course, hashtag Go Birds. That'll show your supporters how you really feel. All right. And lastly, number 3, the most important thing I've learned to help you with TikTok is fuck you. This was all employed to get you on TikTok so I could hack your Twitter account. At Donald J. Trump is now at Tiny Dick Loser Fuckface. And time for a tweet. All right, here we go. There are only 3 things that I love: the Washington football team's new name, knowing when World War II was, and not Don Jr. Hashtag I'm an ally. Hashtag capitalism sucks. Hashtag fuck Chick-fil-A. Hashtag I hate Don Jr. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, I'm glad this was all just a giant plan to mess with Trump. But I'm curious, do you have TikTok?
Of course I do, Matthew. Where else am I going to find Gritty cheering my 1-0 Flyers, the Eagles, and Tig Old Biddies on the same app? Best birthday present for this Philly boy. Go Birds!
Well, that was very informative, everybody. BenJAWNmin Franklin, huh? And for our final segment tonight, we thought we'd change things up a little bit since it's Joey's birthday. Yeah. We are going to do a Q&A, a birthday Q&A. So here's how it's going to work. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, you go ahead and ask a question in the comments, and we will answer it live. Maybe, if anyone is watching, and or if we can get the technology to work. Probably going to go really well. We're going to eat some hot dogs because there's a lag time. We're going to give you some time to eat to come up with some questions. So we're going to play this little hot dog song for you while you come up with your questions. I'm just going to warn you now that the song is loud. I didn't adjust the volume. All right, here we go. Ask some.
I got a hot dog for you. Hot dog for you. Hot dog for you. I got a hot dog for you. They call me Hot Dog Joe to you. I don't see me. Hot dog for you. Hot dog for you. Hot dog for you. I got a TV. Hot dog for you. They call me Hot Dog Joe.
Okay. Oh, it's out of time. I'm looking for questions. Okay, so here we go. If you got your questions, put them up. It's going to come on. It's a little slow, so we'll start with the ones that we have before. All right, yeah, here we go. So there's one from me. Hey, Joey, what's your favorite hot dog topping?
I enjoy relish and mustard. Pretty much the basic kind, but you know, can't go wrong with a classic. So, how about you, Matt?
We got other ones. We got other ones coming up. I'm gonna have to read them off my phone because this is very slow. All right. So here we go. It's people just making fun of us. Okay. Okay. So Garrett Robert Solomon asks, "Can I punch the hot dog eating one in the stomach?"
If you did, I will throw up. So probably not right now.
Okay. So that's a good idea for a fundraiser, though.
Yeah, or one pull-up.
Dr. John Pancratz asks, Joey, who's your favorite non-teacher?
Favorite non-teacher? What does that mean? Like, just
Who's your favorite person in the world?
Oh, my favorite. It's Gritty. I love Gritty.
Is Gritty a person?
Fair point. Right now, my favorite person is Carter Hart because he's doing really good things for the Flyers, and we share the exact same birthday.
It's his birthday too?
Yeah, he's also 22.
Do you?
Yeah.
God, what a way.
Can you imagine? Like, we share the exact same birthday. He's the starting goalie for the Flyers, and I'm eating hot dogs on Facebook.
He also wants to know where he can get a hot dog. You have hot dog stand recommendations?
I like the local, like just like, you know, on the corner kind of things in the city, but I just got mine from Giant. So they're pretty good. Yeah, Giant Supermarket's got some good hot dogs.
I'm a big fan of the Burke's dog. I mean, the Burke's dogs are good. They're good. If you have a pizza pizzazz, nobody has them anymore. They were really big in like 2004. If you put your Burke's dog on a pizza pizzazz, give it like 4 minutes. It's amazing. It's the best thing that's ever happened. Are you sick yet from all those hot dogs? More of a statement.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. That is a question. I think, okay, we're out of questions. There we go. But we're also lagging, so we'll see what happens. Boy, that was fun. Do you have any questions? Children, do you have any questions for Joey?
How does he eat so many hot dogs?
Madeline wants to know how you eat so many hot dogs.
Oh, I just keep eating and repress the feeling of being sick.
What's your favorite kind of cake?
Ooh, I really like, okay, it's a very specific one, and Michael Armato is going to hate me, but the best cake that I've ever had, I only have ever found at Olive Garden, and it is this like lemon cheesecake cake hybrid thing that it's not an Olive Garden thing, but they get it at like from a company or like a bakery local, I guess, in the area for Olive Gardens, because I've had it at another restaurant before, but it's mostly usually only at Olive Garden. So,
all right, well, he's never gonna watch again now.
Yeah.
Your dad wants to know, when are you moving out?
Hopefully sometime next year.
For everybody, when can we all leave our houses?
Yeah.
Kakol wants to know what socks you're wearing.
Oh, I'm wearing, I don't know if because my sister bought me shoes for my birthday, so I wanted to match them if I can get them. Oh, nope, that's the chair. Is it showing my shoes?
Those are shoes.
Yeah. So it's the Simpsons Vans. So I matched them with some Homer Simpson socks.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if it showed any of that. It could have been
You can sort of see it. I mean, this is good. This is good online content.
Yeah.
Really
For more sock content, subscribe to my OnlyFans.
I'm not wearing socks, so in case anybody cared. Okay. You want to time travel?
Yeah, it's time travel.
Time travel. Wow, MAGA boy, it's me, Pete Smith. Change your mind about Trump?
Yes, and I'm more certain than that you hate America, and I pray to God that Jesus will protect Donald Trump from you so that he can continue to make America great.
It was that Q&A that ruined it for you, wasn't it?
QAnon? Oh, yeah, I'm all in.
Oh, God. Okay, well, you know what? I promised Joey Love I'd jump off the roof of that old folks home for him for his birthday. I mean, what kind of person asks for something like that?
That's the Democratic Party for you. All monsters.
Well, it's time for me to go, Joey Love. And MAGA boy, who is a MAGA man. Ah!
And there he goes. Oh, there he goes. USA, USA, Junior 2024, Ivanka 2032, hashtag Barron 2040. Eric is around too. USA, USA, USA.
Thanks for watching the All Right News Hour Report. Birthday Bonanza Back to School Biden 2020 special. Happy birthday, Joey.